Playing Origin in Queensland, it really is the ultimate us against them confrontation. Part of that confrontation is trying to keep the crowd out of it because they want to be a part of it.
Queensland just have such an aura.
The fanatical crowd outside the hotel chanting Queensland, Queensland all day.
Brisbane's just absolutely packed.
When you walked around Brisbane, it was a really obvious supporter of Queensland.
You know, if you didn't have a police escort, it would take you 2 hours to get there, and it's only about 10 kilometres away.
They come out of the hotels and the bars there and they shake the bus.
Mixed feelings about the bus ride, and obviously down past the Caxton.
The bus ride on the Waterling Park, in particular going down Caxton Avenue, Caxton Road, is one of the most memorable of all time.
I remember one time we were on the bus, went through Caxton Street, listening to them scream at you, but we got to the bottom of a hill and this old lady, she was probably at 70, was waving at the bus, and then she jerried, looked at me and give me the bird. I thought, oh well, welcome to Queensland.
I remember walking past one pub there and I was on the menu. I think I was part of a stew. Apparently that's what I was going to be a part of. I think Wayne Pearce, who was the captain, he was the pavlova.
As rookies, we were absolutely crapping ourselves.
They really made it obvious that they didn't like you and they didn't really want you there.
It's a very, very hostile environment.
You're excited, a little bit nervous, but you just want to get to the game.
Dressing rooms are fantastic places.
Very nervous room.
You could hear a buzzing sound outside of the dressing rooms. You knew that you were going to be faced with a parochial crowd.
I guess tense is probably the best way to describe an Origin dressing room.
You do the warm-up and then you'd have about 4 minutes before kick-off. That's where it all started to ramp up.
I remember being very, very nervous.
The thing that I remember most was the sound of the steel studs on the concrete and the wood.
Yeah, when you run out there, they boo you that loud.
The ground is just a real coliseum.
The noise was something that you hadn't experienced elsewhere.
The noise was deafening. It was like big fighter planes hovering over the top of the ground.
But it's always an eerie silence.
You got so much adrenaline running through your body, you sort of can't remember too much.
You know that you're just about to get thrown to the lion.
You just remember the scream.
New South Wales always run out first.
We'd run on, and then obviously when they'd run on,
You just hear the crowd.
then you'd hear the scream.
The roar that happens when the Queenslanders run out of the tunnel is something that I've never ever heard before in my life.
And it's deafening.
Just like, well, here we go.
There's just nowhere to hide out there.
And it's just like, right, let's play.
It's just what Origin's all about.